Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 676. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn someone who barely sees themselves as a writer into a published book author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. Examine every word you put on paper. You'll find a surprising number that don't serve any purpose. William Zinsser. And once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Our Friday format that I kicked off earlier this year is Friday Facts. F-A-C-T-S, not like a fax machine. Where each Friday I offer up a fact about something relevant to authors or books or writing or something to do with our process, and then discuss how you can apply it to your writing. Here's today's Friday Fact. Books that have held up best, historically speaking, tend to use the fewest number of adverbs, ending with the letters ly, the suffix ly. This comes from data journalist Ben Blatt. He did a whole experiment on this where he studied all the great books through history, all the way up to modern times, and he came up with all kinds of charts and graphs. I won't go into all the details here, but I'll definitely post. There's a great Smithsonian article about his experiment with all kinds of charts and graphs and data and information. And it's not just about adverbs, it's about all these other discoveries he had. Like, for instance, there was a graph of authors who kicked off their books, like the first sentence of the book involved weather. And I think Danielle Steele, she uses weather more often than any author. I'm just doing this from memory. I think she was at the top of the chart in terms of authors who predominantly kicked off their books talking about weather. And I think Kurt Vonnegut was down by the bottom. So all sorts of interesting data, but let's talk about that whole adverb revelation he was talking about. That, once again, to go back to the Friday fact, historically speaking, the books that have held up best tend to use the fewest number of adverbs ending with the letters ly. This advice for writers, in the name of conciseness, to avoid adverbs ending in ly, has also been reiterated by Stephen King, Toni Morrison, Chuck Palahniuk, the Fight Club author, and many others. And of course, creative writing classes everywhere, all in the name of conciseness, which I'm not doing a very good job of today, by the way. The theory, according to Blatt, is that, in his words, an -ly adverb is an unnecessary word and a sign that you are not being concise. Instead of saying, he quickly ran, you can say, he sprinted. So here's how to make it actionable in your writing. Beyond adverbs, what other opportunities can you look for in your writing to tighten things up, to be more concise, to make your writing more efficient? So I would not say beyond adverbs, but in addition to looking for all those -ly adverbs that you have throughout your writing, what other opportunities are there to tighten up your writing and make it more efficient? Hope that helps you. And once again, I will put the link in the show notes. Again, this is like one of the most interesting articles I've read recently. All sorts of, like, if you really want to geek out about, and he's not really saying like, one book is greater than the other. He's looking at books that have held up to the test of time. So, Hemingway versus like J.K. Rowling. So he's going by, historically speaking, the books that have held up. What are the patterns data-wise? What are the patterns and trends? So he does a really great job of curating that information. Again, look for that in the show notes. And the other thing I always post in the show notes is a link to my Inc. Authors group on Facebook, so we can have a whole awesome discussion about this. As always, thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. Until tomorrow, happy writing.